All right, I will move him up there. Rebels Racing Network one. All right. Welcome to another fantastic edition to the Original Rebels Racing League. This is going to be the a spinoff, I guess, of what you could say, of a Sunday Night Truck Series. This is going to be the Losers Lounge, the third edition of the Losers Lounge. I'm joined in the booth, of course, by my dear friend and brother, Coach Christian Dedman. Coach, how you doing tonight, brother?
Fantastic. Racing everywhere. Daytona 500 on TV, the Losers Lounge right here. That's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a great time, no doubt. Of course, we are at Daytona for this truck race. It's going to be a nighttime race. Looks like the track temp right now is sitting at 65 degrees with an ambient air temperature of 63, winds out of the north at 2 miles an hour. What you're watching right now looks like Sam Wetstein finishing up his qualifying run. We're going to be running, 75 laps? Is that what it is? I can't even remember how many we're running tonight.
We are running 60 laps.
We're running 60 laps. So it's going to be fun. So the premise of the Losers Lounge races, Original Rebels Racing League has numerous series that we run, everything from dirt to all your major asphalt oval type races. These participants tonight, these racers, these drivers are the ones that have yet to find victory lane. And we're going to be having our first time winners out of somebody tonight. Somebody's going to be a first time winner tonight, and that's just pretty exciting to me.
Just think, it was just the last race. You got yourself out of this race with your win at Michigan, wasn't it? I
did. I was lucky enough to win in the big show, the Sunday Night Truck League, and came out with a win at Michigan, or else I would be down in this field having a good time with them. But I'm going to be having a good time up here in the booth. We're going to also have Matt Geis popping in every once in a while, helping us out when he can. He's going to be running camera angles. And just be forewarned, folks, we're not professionals by any means. We're kind of thrown into this, and we're going to make it work, but we're going to have a dang good time doing it, and I hope y'all stick around and watch all the fun with us.
I was literally thrown into this. I got drug into this through in the Discord, and he said, "Hey, we're broadcasting in 5, 4," and I'm like, "Wait, broadcasting what?"
Hey, trial by fire, brother. That's the best way to do it. See what you're made of.
Hey, I don't know. I hope you guys are drinking, because we're supposed to be indulging in some adult beverages tonight. So
we're supposed to?
Yeah, absolutely. It is highly encouraged with the Losers Lounge, my friend.
That'll be probably the first time anyone's told me I had to drink. But, I mean, if you guys insist.
Peer pressure, man. You got to fold.
Hey, that's the good thing about these leagues. We race after dark.
Right on. Right on. It's always a good time.
Bonus points if I can hear the ice hitting the glass, too.
Hey, if you guys haven't caught this, check the results screen. 1 and 2 deadlocked in their qualify time. William Griffith and Sam Wetstein both running a 52.073.
And Spartanburg not far behind, only 4 thousandths off with his qualifying time. It's going to be a tight field, it looks like, here at Daytona. Of course, with the draft playing in as heavy as it does, these guys are most going to be running nose to bumper the entire race, and I'm going to love to see every second of it.
So, Garrett, I was going to ask you this a minute ago. It looks like there's 6 guys right here, so maybe 7 guys down at the bottom that haven't qualified, which they still have 3 minutes left. But if you're making a Daytona run, do you qualify and try to get at the front, or do you not qualify and sit at the back?
I will tell you, if I am running an iRacing Officials, I qualify, but I try and drift back. In this league, everybody that I race with here is very respectful. So, yeah, I'll qualify. I'll get up in the front. And if I end up in the middle, I'll duke it out with whoever I got to duke it out with. But we do our best to keep it clean around here. And hopefully that is shown here and showcased the respect that these drivers have for each other. It's going to be a dang good time.
Yeah, me and Zach were in a race together earlier, an official race, and he didn't qualify. I started at the back. I qualified and started up in third, and basically we flip-flopped at the end of the race. He finished up in like third place. I finished in 17th or something like that.
Well, that's the beauty of super speedway racing. Lady Luck has to smile on you. Either that or you're going to have a bad time. And
you call it beauty, I call it something else.
This week I have definitely not seen Lady Luck too many times in the official races at Daytona. So I'm anxious to see how these guys handle it. 60 laps is it's a good little stretch. It's going to be a good time. Pretty sure they're going to have to come in and at least make one pit stop through this whole thing.
That's what I was about to say too. Yeah, I think
it's going to be interesting to see.
I think the fuel window is maxed out at about 45 laps, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, somewhere close to there. I think that's pretty sure.
So with that, at Daytona, you're always looking at drafting partners and things like that. Do we have any teammates that we can see?
Well,
In
man,
the
I can
field
tell you
together?
right now, with Reaper Racing starting
Yeah.
second and third, Sam Wetstein, Lance Spawnberg starting up at the front. I know Alex Veith, and I think William Griffith is in Dark Horse with William. So a couple of teammates there. Tyler Rice, I believe, is with Oval Addicts. I don't necessarily see anybody else from that team in here. I believe
Yeah,
Chuck Feltz and Joey Buscemi. So the 75 of Chuck Feltz and the 8 of Joey Buscemi. Chuck's a newer teammate to JBR Racing. So hopefully they'll be able to get linked up and have a good run. The 44 of Philip Manzo and the 77 of Magic Mike Uribe. They're both on, I believe we're both on Double Down Racing. So yeah, we've got some teammates. So it's going to be something to keep an eye out for and watch these guys try and work their way up through the field.
And we got 30 seconds left to qualify in here. Looks like these last 6 guys that haven't qualified, looks like they're just going to hang out at the back. So looks like it's going to be William Griffith being the pole setter right here, where he came in again a dead tie with Sam Wetstein. I know iRacing tracks the actual time, 5-6 digits out beyond what you see right there. So it had to have come down to the tens of thousandths or something to that effect. And it looks like that's what it's going to be. William Griffith on the pole and Sam Wetstein to his outside. As qualifying is over. Officially over with, so our grid is set. And about 2 minutes, we will be on the pace lap.
Here in just a moment, we'll take a walk down your starting grid. We'll start up front with number 12 of William Griffith, starting on his outside, the number 98 of Sam Wetstein. Starting in the second row inside lane, Lance Spawnberg. On the outside lane of row 2, number 88 car of Charles Stevens. After that, the 03 of Dave Jones brings up the third row. On his outside is Tyler Rice, another Oklahoma boy. Love to see it. Inside of row 4, the 75 of Chuck Feltz. Outside line is going to be Brett Grundwalt. I believe I'm back on line 5 now. I've already lost track of where I'm at. But the 24, Chris Heiner, is going to be on the inside lane. Starting on his outside is going to be the 13 truck of Alex Veith. Behind them, the 57 of Zach Nutter, one of our dirt guys, came in and ran dirt primarily with us. Glad to see him out here on some asphalt. On the outside of him is one of the guys that races in a lot of our series out here, Josh Lokenvitz. Like seeing him out here. The 97 of Brett Redderer and the 8 of Joey Buscemi start off back behind them.
Actually, no, it gets out of order there. If you didn't catch that, it's actually Philip Manzo in the 44 car. Starting 13th, and then Magic Mike Uribe is outside of the 14. Then it goes Gary Wright in the 38 car. To his outside is going to be the 97 car of Brett Redderer. And in the back row is number 8, Joey Buscemi. And to his outside, bringing up the rear of the field, number 53, John Cofield. So got a little
18-car field we've got going here. It's pretty outstanding. The actual Daytona 500 just got back rolling not too long ago, probably about hour and a quarter ago. So these guys out here, they're dedicated. They want to get that first win in the league, and we're gonna see who can pull it off tonight.
Looks like they are on the back stretch.
Yeah, let's give
Coming
a
around.
shout out to our friends over at Tennessee Broadcast that usually do this time slot for us on Sunday nights for our Rebels Truck Series. We gave them the night off for Daytona, and we're just having a little fun. So everybody watch a little more seriously every weekend Sunday night.
Absolutely. Everybody go, I think on all social media platforms, it's at Intensity Broadcasting, except for Twitter, which I think it's at Intensity Broadcasting 1, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it's purple microphone. You can't miss the logo. And now the green flag's out, and looks like William Griffith gets a heck of a jump on the inside lane there.
Looks like we got a blinker to the outside.
That would mess up the camera a little bit there.
As the field tries and sorts its way out into turn 1 here, it looks like William Followed up closely by Lance Spawnberg. Everybody staying clean, running well through the turns of 1 and 2. Picking up speed down the backstretch. Coach, what do you got for me?
Looks like that inside line's a little bit more filed up than the outside. Oh, I take that back. We had a blinker, so he's been that top line actually looks a lot better now. Looks like Wetstein getting a bit of a push from who is that right behind?
That's the 6 of Tyler Rice.
Yep. Yep, Tyler Rice, and then Brett Grunwald are starting to push together. Looks like Sam Wetstein is going to have a chance to take the lead on the outside. He wants to dip down. We'll see if he tries to take Rice with him.
Looks like he's going to leave Rice hanging just a little bit. Going to dip down in front of William Griffith and take the lead. Nice to see Sam running up front. That's a beautiful sight to see.
Sam's a good guy. He's had some bad luck over the last couple races. Looks like that outside line starting to make a push of their own now. Tyler Rice kind of getting a bit of a nudge from Brett Grunwald.
Yeah, but keep an eye on that inside lane as well. The 12 car is pushing the 98. Gets him back in front going into turns 3. Comes through turn 4.
Look at that fourth row back there. And the 3 car, Dave Jones, might get a bit of a run right here.
Ooh. I'm keeping my eye on Chuck Phelps. He's hanging back just a little bit. Playing a little cautious at any time, though. Whenever you hang back, they're 3 wide going through 1, about 5 rows back right now. But anytime, what I was saying, anytime you hang back, get a lot of speed and get a big run on these guys. We got a truck in the wall. 57 of Zach Nunner got up in the wall a little bit.
Got in the wall. Yep. Looks like they stay in green. It looks like.
Looks like they're staying green. Let's see what happened to Mr. Nunner. Nunner has dropped back to P12 now, so fell back a good ways, but I'm sure he'll be back up towards the front.
Oh, Wetstein almost left the door open on that turn right there. Griffith poked to the inside. Wetstein able to keep the lead. Single file for the first 5 or 6 spots up towards the front. But they're getting a little bit spread out, so we could see some runs right here.
Well, that's one of the things that this league has really taught me, and as well as probably taught most of these other guys out here. This is a 60-lap race at a super speedway. Patience is going to be key. You could go up there and just push your heart out, but it's not going to mean a whole hill of beans whenever it comes down to the white flag lap, whenever these guys are actually starting to push again.
Here comes Charles on the outside, trying to make a push up to the front.
Tyler Rice has pushed a couple people up towards the front now. Keep an eye on through the race.
Always an underappreciated aspect at Daytona is the pusher. You always hear about who wins, but very rarely at Daytona, if ever, is it a one-man show to get to the front. Always got to have a teammate back there helping you out.
And they're making it work with a 2-car outside line, and they are flying to the front right now with the 88 of Charles Stevens, now even with the second row.
Like the 75 car of Chuck Phelps starting to make his way up to the front of the pack. He's now in 6th place.
I told you to keep an eye on him. He's moving up, folks.
Yeah, you did. That outside line looks like they're going to have a chance to take the lead.
Lance Spawnberg got into the back of the 12 just a little bit, trying to get him pushed up to 98. Charles Stevens dips down in front of the 98 of Sam Wetstein. 88 to the point.
Oh, Wetstein disappeared. Good old iRacing.
Wetstein is actually not at his home rig right now. I believe he said he was somewhere in Minnesota. Sam is the truck driver, but he is so dedicated to iRacing that he takes the setup with him and races when he gets a chance, which is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, with that, every once in a while, he's no big deal. He's back, and he's back running in P2.
Through 6 laps now here at Daytona, the losers round of the original Rebels Racing League. We got Charles Stevens out in front, Sam Wetstein holding steady at 2nd place right behind him. And then to the outside, looks like, who is that in the front row? Is that Tyler Rice? And then Chuck Phelps a little bit loose, it looked like. He might be trying to take the inside line. He's got a gap if he wants it.
I believe Spawnberg's going to slide up and take that gap away from Spawnberg with a huge run trying to catch up with Taylor William Griffith here.
Caution free for the first 7 laps. Long way to go. Likely some not likely. I guess Gary is got to have to make a stop for fuel at some point in the race.
The question that arises out of that, though, is are they going to be under green or are they going to be under yellow? If they've under green, hopefully these guys do some practice green flag pit stops, getting down to that pit road speed. I know it is a hassle getting down. I believe these trucks are somewhere around 160, 170 miles an hour. Back down to pit road speed, so hopefully we don't have to worry about any black flags for speed on pit road.
So how important are tires in Daytona?
It all depends on who you ask. I think I've seen it both ways, where I stay out and it works, and I've seen it where I take 4 and it works. I think if your truck is handling poorly, if you start to notice it maybe push tight on entry and you're not able to quite hold that line, especially if you're on the bottom, yeah, you might want to come in and get some tires. Make sure you can stick to that yellow line. Don't open up the door for the guy behind you to slip in. I'm not going to say that they need to take tires. If it was me for a loser's lounge, it's not a points race. This is purely an exhibition race. I wouldn't take tires. I would get track position. I would hold on for dear life.
I haven't taken tires yet this week at Daytona, but at the same time, that's a 25-lap race or a 30-lap race. This is a 60-lap race, so I'm not sure. Oh, somebody in the wall up top.
Zach Nunner gets up in the wall again. He's having some bad luck meeting that wall.
Still up at the front, Stevens and Wetstein holding that 1 and 2. The inside line looks like it's pretty organized. But up top, you still got Chuck Phelps and Tyler Rice trying to make the push back up to the front.
Well, Tyler Rice has been pushing everybody to the front. Let's see if Chuck Phelps can push in. Tyler Rice can get some laps under P1 under his belt here.
Let's take a little glance towards the back of the field. Not quite as exciting back there. Looks like they're just kind of taking their time, trying to single file up, make a push. I'm trying to tell who all that is back there. Looks like
I believe bringing up the rear is going to be Magic Mike Uribe. In front of him looks like the 24 Chris Heiner. And, of course, the 79 in the IT truck, it's a creepy-looking truck, is the 79 of Josh Lokenbitz.
Yeah, it looks like Alex Veith and Dave Jones are starting to reel in that pack a little bit. If those guys in the back would kind of tighten up, I think they'd get a good push and get back with that front group. They're just a little too spread out.
I think they're playing the waiting game right now.
Wrecking up front. Oh, big wreck. William Griffith into the wall. Takes out the 86 and Lance Sponberg with him. And the caution comes out here on lap 10. To see who all was able to make it out of that with no damage. Lance Sponberg going to have to bring it down to pits. I'm assuming they've got fast repairs. At least one. Looks like the 44 of Philip Monzo. He's got some smoke come out of his car. He'll have to go down to pits also.
It looks like this crash all started in the second row. Looks like maybe Charles Stevens might have drifted up just a touch and tapped it wasn't even the quarter panel, just maybe tapped the door, the 27 up on the high line. Got the 27 loose, came back down across the track, and it all was chaos from there. Everybody checking up, trying to miss. And
take a look and see who all's coming down pit road. Looks like Lance Sponberg coming down the pit road. William Griffith coming down pit road. Are the three guys that started at the back of the field, are they did they grid up, or are they not in the race? I'm clicking on their names and not seeing anything. Brett Redder, John Cofield, and Joey Bashimi.
I don't think they gridded up.
Well, that would explain why I couldn't see them. All right. So on pit road right now, Sponberg, Griffith, and Philip Monzo. Like I said, I'm going to assume that they've got some fast repairs. Hopefully. Although with that being said,
here comes the rest of the field down pit road. 27 leading them down, Brett Grunwald.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume they did have fast repair. They're coming off pit road, not smoking anymore. So how many they get, I'm not sure, but definitely those guys that got caught up in that wreck, 100% not out of the race yet.
So Charles Stevens, Tyler Rice, Brett Grunwald, Chris Heiner, Alex Veith, Nunner, and Lokenvitz looked to all be on pit road, and that's all I could see right off the end.
So they're going to be possibly right at the end of that fuel window, depending on how big of a tank it allows them to have. If it's just a regular full tank, they might be able to go green without pitting, or stay out without pitting again. But it's going to be close, I would think, if it's right at that 44 lap lap limit that we talked about, because it looks like they're going to be going green with about 46 to go. So that'll make things interesting.
Well, another thing that you can do here at Daytona, if you're back in the draft, you can run 3/4 to half throttle and stay up with the pack just fine. So a little bit of fuel saving strategy might come into play. You might even see the leader end up giving up the lead just for fuel saving if it comes down to it, just so he can dip in behind somebody and save for the end run.
So we've got a few guys still on pit road here. The 27 of Brett Grunwald still on pit road. Not sure what his status is. Looks like there's somebody else on pit road just exiting. I think that was Charles Stevens, the 88 car. Trying to figure out what's going on with Grunwald. Oh, here he comes. Okay, he's good. He's still back in the race. Would have hated to seen anybody get taken out for good in that race, or in that wreck, excuse me. So if you're Sam Wetstein, well, hey, hold on, pause everything. Sam Wetstein's still in second place coming up on the restart. How did he pull that off?
Sam is in second. Well, something else I want to point out is Chuck Pegleg Feltz is at the point right now, folks. So watch out. He's there. Let's see how long he can hold on to it.
Yeah, Tyler Rice starting up in the second row in the 6 car, going to be on the inside line right behind Feltz. He and Feltz were running front to back, pushing that outside line pretty much that whole first 10 laps. So it'll be interesting to see.
Pretty much by themselves, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much by themselves also. So it'll be really interesting to see how good these guys do. Looks like they're pretty much in race control, wouldn't you think, being on the inside line?
Oh, absolutely. Inside line, especially diving down into turn 1. Everybody's still trying to pick up speed, and turn 1 is the shortest way around the track. So I feel like P1, P3 is probably going to normally ends up being P1, P2 by the time you exit turn 2.
So everybody's still on the lead lap except for the 44 car of Philip Monzo, going to be a lap down. We get another caution. He'll catch the lucky dog and be back in the lead lap. I'm not sure if we are 2 to go yet. Looks like the lights are off in the pace car, so we could be going green just shortly. As we come in, I can't even tell where we're at. Are we in turn 2 here? I don't exactly have the greatest of camera angles to choose from with old iRacing.
Sometimes they are lacking, that's for sure. Looks like they're coming off a 4.
All right, here we go. Pace car is off. Green flag in the air on the restart.
Chuck Feltz with a huge lead. That is very hazardous here. He might get just absolutely ate up and spit out whenever these guys catch his draft and pick up speed.
Yeah, these guys are really strung out. Not a place you want to be here at Daytona. Short track racing, that might be a good thing, but it's just not a short track.
Sam Wetstein already starting to reel him in coming through turn 2. Looking on his high side.
Josh Lokenvitz making a good run behind Wetstein.
All right, looks like they're going to be 2 by 2 in the first 2 rows. Let's see if Tyler Rice can push Chuck Feltz back up to the point.
That outside line getting a bit of a run. Looks like Wetstein could clear to the inside if he gets it. Might be able to bring Lokenvitz also. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Not a mystery. But that outside line's really locked up. Oh, Wetstein just keeps blinking. Back in that third row, Dave Jones, kind of where he was at earlier in that third row, back in P6 with a chance to make a run. He's got more help behind him this go around than he did earlier.
Absolutely, the whole field is pretty well packed together. I know we just had a restart not too long ago, but it seemed like on that original green flag that everybody kind of spread out and were doing their own thing. Maybe the intensity's already starting to ramp up a little bit. People not wanting to give up that track position. Seeing if this will maybe go green all the way to the end now that they've got their fuel. Zach Nutter taking it 3 wide. Oh, he's getting loose. He's getting loose.
Oh,
he pulled it back down.
Hang on to it.
Attaboy, Nunner.
Looked like he had the opportunity there. Looked like I don't know if he got nervous or maybe the guy next to him got nervous.
I did notice that the 13 Alex V's got in the wall whenever it went 3 wide. It could be a oh heck moment. Whenever you hear 3 wide at Daytona, it's not always a pleasant thing to hear, especially going in the turn 12.
Phelps and Wetstein still side by side up at the front. Rice and Lokenvents trying to push their way up to second place. Outside line, here it comes. Wetstein clearly trying to bring Lokenvents along with him to the front. There's been multiple chances where he could have dipped down. Looks like he wants to bring his draft partner with him.
Absolutely, you got to dance with the guy that brought you. So if you got somebody that pushes you all the way to the lead, you definitely want to bring him along with you. It's a courteous thing to do. He could just be the guy that dips down the front and leaves the high line high and dry. But you don't want to do that, especially if you've got somebody that's working well with you like Sam has with Josh Lokenvits right now.
Only 17 laps in. Oh, somebody down the apron.
Down the apron. See if he can keep him down there. He's blinking out just a touch. See if he can maybe get back. He's getting back up on the track. Maybe it was just getting a little too hectic.
Well, that's going to put Chuck Phelps up in front, kind of all by himself. Zach Nunner making his way up into P2.
One of our dirt phenoms running P2 at Daytona. That's something you don't get to hear every day. It's something you don't get to see every day. That's pretty neat.
We'll see if he decides to run with Phelps up at the front. And it looks like the 88 of Charles Stevens going to try to bounce to the outside, see if he can get a push. That outside line starting to come together. If it can get formed up, they can make a good push to the front.
The 12 of William Griffiths has come up. They were 1 and 2 for a very long time at the beginning of this race. So you know they've got the speed. They may be taking a little bit easier now that they've had to use a fast repair. But you know the speed's there for sure.
So it looks like we've got about 5 cars on the inside line kind of pushed up ahead. At some point, that outside line is going to make a run. If you're up at the front, you see that run coming. Do you stay down low or do you try to go up and kind of ride with it and push way to the front?
This early in the race, I would not be throwing any aggressive blocks. I normally reserve that for the last 12 laps or so. But that's not my call. It's up to these drivers. And everybody's wanting to get their first win in the league. So they may be doing something a little special trying to make sure that happens.
Only on lap 19, still got 40 laps to go in the Losers Lounge race at the Rebels Racing League. Currently, Zach Nunner, who started in 11th, is your leader, and Josh Lokenvents, who started to his outside, in P2 right behind him. There's a lot of shifting going around up front. Looks like some people starting to make some moves.
Oh, Josh can't push the middle guy. Yeah, almost got loose. Brett Grunwald almost got turned right there. He was pushing the 79 of Lokenvits and got tagged in the back, looks like by the 88.
Somebody spinning out at the back. Somebody was in the wall. Not sure who it was. Tyler Rice is falling way to the back. Not sure what's going on there.
Tyler's blinking quite a bit. He may be having some internet problems out there.
3 wide at the front. 3 wide at the front. Brett Grunwald pushing his way through. Oh, Zach Nunner finding the wall once again.
Chris Nunner got into it.
Everybody able to make it out of that?
Everybody's still running. Looks like Nunner dropped back a good ways. But,
there is some good saving going on. There's been a lot of bumps and people in the wall, but no cautions outside of the one we had about 10 laps ago. Here comes Dave Jones making another run up to the front. I think he's really playing it safe, it seems like, kind of trying to stay out of all that mess. Maybe he's waiting for late in the race before he decides to make that push to the front.
He is hanging back a little bit, trying not to get all up in the mix of everything all at once. So I think you're 100% correct. He may just be playing the long game, and he'll be there.
Brett Grunwald poking ahead of...
Sorry,
go ahead, Matt.
Dave Jones is running 24 Hughes truck and
oh, we got a spin out. Got a spin out. Looks like Brett Grunwald's down on the infield. I'm assuming that's going to bring out the caution. Doesn't look like it.
Single spinner.
There
down.
it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Caution's out.
I know, man.
Have to back that up and see what happens.
Like an 8 limit on racing or something, you know?
Grunwald's got knocked around quite a bit in those last couple laps.
It looks like he maybe tried to block that low lane from a run they were getting from the high lane, and just threw the block a little late, and the 79 Lokenvitz couldn't check up in time, which that can happen here.
Everybody was all patient there for a few laps, and then the last two, a lot of shifting, a lot of making moves, pushing it 3 wide a couple times, and sure enough, caution's out. Did we play it back? I was looking at the screen.
Just played it back. Yeah. 27, he got spun pretty hard. Made some pretty heavy contact with that inside wall. He's coming down pit road right now. Just now come to a stop in his stall.
It's like it was Charles Stevens that gave him a little bump, maybe, that he wasn't ready for.
Yeah, I think it was Stevens and Lokenvitz. It seemed like Grunwald maybe couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to run the high line or the low line, and kind of got hung up in the middle. And that's not somewhere you want to be.
Yeah, it looks like
Lokenvitz there. He showed up in the frame, and then he was gone. I don't think there was a whole lot that Lokenvitz could do right there.
Yeah, Grunwald just kind of dipped down to the low line there at the last second, and Lokenvitz just didn't really have anywhere to go. Kind of took him out. I don't think there was a whole lot. I think there was a whole lot he could have done there. Lokenvitz, that is. So still not even halfway through the race. Second caution comes out. On the restart, looks like Josh Lokenvitz will be the leader. I still wonder how many are left that will have to pit for fuel at this point, or if they're good to the end of the race. Also, would be interesting to notice how many people have a fast repair left. I think if you've got a fast repair kind of in your back pocket, allows you to be a little bit more aggressive. You know, if you get wrecked out, you can just go to pits and come back out. But if you've used it already, you've still got 37 laps left. So you got to be pretty cautious.
That's a lot of laps. Unless they're feeling pretty dangerous, they might want to hang back and take it easy for just a few laps. See how things shake out.
Let's take a look at the grid. See who's kind of our biggest movers. Mike Uribe. I keep saying you. I don't know why. Magic Mike started off in 14th. He's pushed up to 7th. Lokenvitz started in 12th. He's now the leader. So kind of like we talked about earlier, starting in the back doesn't mean a whole lot at this track. Just time, patience, and a little bit of help will get you up to the front.
Yeah, and on that note, Coach, with your quick repairs, I was feeling generous, being the lovable bunch of losers we're going to have out here tonight.
No.
Most
You give them 2? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes that kind of explains, I think, a little bit why we might have seen some aggressive driving right there. If they've got two fast repairs in their back pocket, then like we said, you can be a little more aggressive. If you get taken out, then you can go jump down pit roads and get everything fixed up. I'm really curious as to why, as to how Wetstein ended up a lap down. I don't know if I don't know what happened there. How he ended up down a lap.
That's going back to what Garrett said earlier. I think he's running out from his truck, his real semi-truck on the road, so he's probably having connection issues. It looks like to me he just dropped out of the race.
Yeah, looks like exactly what happened. Yeah, just probably had some connectivity issues and was doing the generous thing of getting out of the way and not potentially causing somebody else a wreck. So that's the kind of guy Sam is. He's he's gonna put the other drivers above himself. So hopefully, I hate to say hopefully another caution comes out, but for his sake, I hope another caution comes out and he can get back on the lead lap. With 37 laps to go, 2 cautions already. You gotta think at least one more is gonna happen, especially like we talked about with those fast repairs in everybody's back pocket still.
Fast repair in somebody's back pocket. You're getting ever closer to the end of the race where intensity always ramps up here at these super speedways. If there's cautions breed caution, so if there's one, you might as well say there's going to be 2.
So I'll go ahead and we'll get a little. Well, I'll take that back. Let me see. Are we still on the two to go on the pace lap here? Oh, we're going to be right there. Okay, I'll save that topic here for just a second then.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. Here we go. 35 laps to go here at Daytona. To his outside is Charles Stevens. And Chuck Phelps looks like he's going to push Logan Vince.
William Griffith has moved his way back up in the top 5, right on that outside line of the second row.
William Griffith was the pole sitter for the start of the race, finding his way back to the front after getting taken out earlier.
Looks like Chris Heiner's going to slip up to that high side, see if they can't get something rolling up top.
Looks like they will. That bottom line's just a little bit too spread out. Oh, wait a second.
Magic Mike Rebate. Let me help you out a little bit, boys. Here I come.
That kind of makes things a little more interesting, I think, because now instead of having the top line, with 5 cars and the bottom line with 2, now we're all square. So it could be side-by-side racing for a little while. Logan Vince holding steady up at the front.
I don't think Stevens
outside.
Now that he's sniffed up front, I think he likes it up there. He's going to try everything he can to get back to the point.
I've stuck my eye back here on the 3-car Dave Jones. He's gotten so many runs, and he just kind of backs out of it. He's kind of doing what I've been doing all week at Daytona. He looks like he might be waiting towards the end of the race before he makes something happen. Wouldn't be surprised at some point in the evening for us to be seeing him up in the top 3.
Looks like there's 3 wide. Ross might be falling back again just a little bit. He's having look like some connectivity issues. He finally finds a home down on the bottom line, falls back in line. We're 2x2 through the field.
That bottom line's starting to get a little more organized, it looks like. A lot of feeling out kind of the flow of the race. Oh, here we go. We're getting nice and bunched up at the front. Look like the, who was that? 27? Almost made contact with Heiner up at the front. Almost did it again. Let's see if he gets him to push.
Magic Mike Uribe with a huge run in the top 5. Looks like he's coming in Griffith right now. See how much further Magic Mike can work his magic and get back to the front. I said he started in 14th, isn't that right? No, 14th. Now he's sniffing for P3 on the 88 of Charles Stevens.
Yeah, Magic Mike has he's had a lot of bad luck in some of our Sunday night truck races. Oh man, I'm just watching these two guys down here on the inside. A lot of contact happening. I hope but Magic Mike, it's good to see him up in the top 5.
That outside line is forming up, Coach. Looks like they're getting a huge run. Probably going to be flying down this backstretch. I wouldn't be surprised to see the 88 take it up here.
Well, Brett Grunwald took it 3 wide earlier, and if he gets a nice run, we'll see if he does it again.
88's cleared. Looks like he's going to leave the 12 high and dry up there on the high side. See if the 12 a nudge. Hopefully not through the corner. See if he can't give the 12 a nudge up. Look at that run. Goodness gracious.
Oh my goodness.
12 to the point. 88 had it for about a quarter lap. 12 to the point.
What that a run huge. On the outside. He's staying up there. Looks like he's waiting to see if he can take Nutter with him. Never mind. He's going to drop to the low line. And William Griffith to the lead.
Pole center back. How long he can hold it.
3 wide back behind him.
Ooh,
there
boy,
he is, Grunwald. That was Grunwald. Took it 3 wide.
He's still sitting 3 wide. Let's see how well it works out.
Let's see how long this lasts.
3 wide in the second row. Grunwald's going to pull it out. Look at that. Grunwald to P2.
Oh man, looks like he's gonna stay to the high side. That was back into the first. What is that? 3 lead changes within a lap.
Yes, sir.
We are only halfway through the race.
These guys are getting dicey. They are wanting that first lead, man. I love this.
Grunwald to the lead. That 3 wide push.
If he's got the pair to take it 3 wide through 3 and 4, let's give him the point and see how he does.
I love it. I think these guys heard Matty Guys call them the losers lounge, and they said, all right, I'll show you. I'll show you what we got.
Through there, Matt.
Hey, I am a A passive aggressive motivator, I'll say that.
Some of that reverser psychology, that kind of thing.
Gunner and Griffith, looks like they're linked up on the high side once again. Oh, excuse me. No, that's Chris Heiner. Chris Heiner up
Chris
behind
Heiner,
Nunner.
24 Valvoline. See if he can't get Nunner pushed up there.
Be
Nunner's been an
interesting to see
aggressive
if
pusher or not.
be interesting to see if someone on this inside line, if they keep getting this push, if they decide to go high.
If there's somebody to do it, I think it'd be the 12 William Griffith. But he'd better do it quick because he's hold on it right now.
Nunner has just been glued to that outside line pretty much all night, but he's making it work. If he can get some help up there. Wait a second. Lokenvitz taking it 3. Is that Lokenvitz taking it 3 wide?
That would be Chris Heiner taking it 3 wide with Nunner on the outside and Griffith on the inside of him. He's going to make it work.
Chuck
Phelps
Phelps
is 3 wide. Nunner in the wall. We've said that a time.
Yeah, if Nunner can hold them. But think about this, too. Think about how many times Nunner has hit the wall and fallen back. And then with a few laps later, we say, here comes Nunner up on the high side.
I might need to have a conversation with Mr. Nunner. In the dirt series, if you tank slap the wall a couple times, not that big a deal. You can keep hammering down. It's a little different on these, especially these aero-dependent super speedways. You can't get in the wall too many times.
Been a much more exciting last 5 laps than we saw for the first 10 or 15. A lot of moves being made, a lot of lead changing. Looks like it might be a little bit calm for the moment, as we've got Brett Grunwald up there in first, but here comes Charles Stevens on the outside, getting a push from Chris Heiner, and Chuck Phelps right behind him. Looks like the 6 car of Tyler Rice making a push up to the inside. Alex Veith and Dave Jones right behind him. I really think that Veith and Jones, maybe Tyler Rice also, are really just trying to hang out at the back. Things sort of starting to calm down up at the front, it looks like.
Nunner in the wall again, in the back of the field. Looks like he's back behind the number 6 truck of Tyler Rice. I just heard over the racing comm, 75's looking to find pit road. It looks like he's going to be a little bit short on fuel, folks. He stayed out into that last caution.
Running out of fuel, who would do that in a little race?
It happens to the best.
It does. That was a self-insult. I ran out of fuel a couple races ago.
All right, let's see if they give the 75 room to get down. I just heard word he's coming down this time.
William Griffith getting a push. He's got a chance to take the lead if he wants it. The question is, does he want to bring Lokenvitz with him? Grunwald starting to get that run. Not going to be able to clear.
That top line up front is formed up now. They are trying to make a point that they can make it work on the outside with 79 pushing the 12 to get the point.
I think they're going to get it right here. I think they're going to have a chance to clear it. We could see... Oh,
no!
Contact made.
First 2 clear, third one is not.
Sitting Nunner into the wall once again.
Nunner in the wall again. I believe
Nunner's got to have
6.
no paint on the right side of his truck at this point.
Grunwald with a huge run on the outside again. I don't know where he finds these runs.
He's all by himself. He's all by himself, though.
Closest help right now is Charles Stevens, and he's good 4 car lengths back. With a huge run coming up, though, this could get interesting. Hopefully,
this could get interesting. There's Magic Mike down to the inside also. If you're in one of those first 3 spots, can you get to the high side and try to hook that run out?
I don't give up my first top 3 spot unless I can see the run coming outside, and here it comes. You might see Lokenvitz try and take it high here.
I thought maybe Chris Heiner would be the one to do it. He had the opportunity, doesn't take it, but he's sitting pretty good on that first one on the inside row.
Well, let's not forget, now we got the 12, 79,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That is a good point. That is a good point. So you can see, you're more than likely to see them linked up the way they are, nose to tail, for the rest of the race.
Grunwald takes the lead, takes the point to the inside. Leading once again.
Mixing up in the top 10. Here comes Mr. Wallbanger himself, 57.
feel like
3 wide in the turn 3.
I just feel like we're headed towards a caution.
Flirting with disaster.
Oh, Nunner was trying to get a run to the high side, just nobody home to help. Still got Grunwald up front. Stevens looking to make a run. You've got Tyler Rice pushing behind him. Coming up on lap 38, 23 to go. Here in the Losers Lounge race of the Rebels Racing League. Looks like Grunwald's probably led about 6 laps of this race. But I don't think he's had as steady of a hold on things as he does now. The bad thing is the 3 guys right behind him are all teammates who are going to be looking to push each other up on past him. So if they can, link up to the high side, there could be a huge changing of the guard at some point. Don't know when it'll happen, but you got to think at some point in these next 20 laps, those 3 are going to look to make something happen.
Well, don't look now, but here comes Alex Beath in the picture. He's trying to sneak up behind the 57 of Zach Nunner. Alex Beath, he's an aggressive driver, but he's talented. We can see if he can get it done.
Oh, that
was close.
Grunwald thought about taking it. If that was turn 4 at the last lap, guaranteed he would have taken it.
Done. Looks like he'll be good on fuel for the rest of the run. See if he can sneak up in here in front of the 44 of Philip Manzo.
If we do have a caution,
looks like the 75 was trying to blend up and just didn't get quite clear.
Yeah, it's the 75 of Chuck Felt's going to be down on the infield.
Caution.
And a caution will be thrown. That's exactly what I was about to mention. Sam Wetstein, the only person 1 lap down, he'll get the lucky dog, and he will get to... wait a second. Wetstein, I think, got caught up in that. So he'll have to come down pit road. That will waive his lucky dog opportunity, if I'm not mistaken.
Unfortunately, yeah. Sam, you'll see right here on this view, I think, he just couldn't get checked up in time, got in the back of Manzo, and then got in the back of Phelps. And I believe he is puffing smoke, trailing smoke.
So up towards the front when the caution came out, Charles Stevens looks like he was in the lead. We'll have Tyler Rice to his outside, Grunwald in 3rd, and Nunner in 4th. So the team of Griffith, Logan, Vincent... Wait, excuse me. Who was that? Who was that team of 3 up at the front?
That's going to be the 12 of William Griffith, the 79 of Josh Lokenvitz, and let me look one more time. 24 Chris Heiner.
Chris Heiner, okay. So Lokenvitz and Heiner will be linked up. Griffin will be to the inside of them. So like we said, we're coming to the last quarter of the last third of the race, I should say. Got to think they're going to make a push at some point. The question is when. We got a lot of cars coming down pit road, it looks like. Stevens going to pit. Rice going to pit. Grundwell going to pit. Nunner going to pit. Griffith going to pit. Lokenvitz, Veith, Heiner, Uribe, everybody pitting. Looks like they were not good on fuel. The question is, are they going to take just fuel or are they just going to take tires? We'll see who wins the race off pit road. This could change things. Stevens taking tires, it looks like. Grunwald wins the race off pit road. Followed by William Griffith and Chris Heiner. So going to be a bit of a lead change up at the front. Going to see some shifting around.
Get to see some fresh faces up front. That'll be something interesting to keep an eye on for sure.
Be interesting to see that team of 3 that we talked about, how separated they get. But if they got separated by a spot or 2, that might actually help them because they'll find themselves on the same line.
With the way these restarts have been going so far, it seems like if you are desperate to get down in front of somebody, find a teammate or something like that, everybody's working pretty well with each other. Of course, getting later in this race, that might be going out the window as we're on lap 40 of 60, so we're about there.
But we saw 3 wide pushes back on lap 20. So if they're going to be aggressive back then, they're certainly, you think, going to be aggressive now. But like we talked about, their fast repairs maybe running out. I would think that everybody's got one except maybe those guys in the back. The Monzo Feltz and Wetstein, probably without their fast repairs. But the guys at the front probably still have at least one, assuming they didn't burn one by accident on pit road just now. So if they've got one,
happened a time or two in this league.
If you've got one left, you got to think maybe push it a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. That's definitely going to be the mentality out here.
Or certain folk have forgotten to click their quick repair.
Exactly right.
There's Josh. There's our man,
Experience there, Mr. Oswald?
No, I believe the Black 13 truck out there might have had an issue with that once or twice.
I believe that was the championship race of last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. I haven't heard about that for about 2 days.
He's going to hate that we brought it up, but
I've made mistakes this year in the truck series that I never even thought about making. Whether it's not checking a certain box or something like it's just anything. It's just always been something, it feels like, with me. But hey, you live and learn. I don't think I made the same mistake twice.
So I did mention we might have some surprise guest appearances. One of them is Josh Oswald, who is like a 215-time street stock winner, SK mod champion, and he is here late for us tonight.
That's 215 wins in a row now, isn't it, Mr. Oswald?
something like that.
It seems like it now.
We'll go for one more. Go for another one at Bristol on Monday.
Well, Oswald, have you been watching the race? What do you think of it so far?
It has been certainly interesting for the amount of trucks. A lot of lead swapping, not as much wrecking. It's been good.
Not just attempts, but these successful three-wide attempts they've got me flabbergasted. It's outstanding to see these guys taking three-wide. Yeah,
William Griffith. Chris Heiner is the one that took it to the outside. He's getting a push on the outside line. I don't think he's held the lead yet tonight.
No,
but he's certainly got a chance now.
Yes, sir. We got a good pusher behind him in Griffith. He's been pushing really well.
There's a pusher behind him and a pusher behind him. That inside line is a little bit spaced out. We could see a lead change. We got it right now. We'll just have to see if he can clear him.
I believe the 6 is going to say he's going to be serving a black flag this time around.
Oof.
White flag for the 6. He's going to go and do either a pass through. Looks like he's going to pass through.
Heiner just not quite able to clear Grunwald to the inside. Grunwald gets a run. Stevens poked to the middle, but looked like he might try to take it 3 wide. Decided better of it. Didn't have any help. Probably a good decision.
I tell you, I was watching it. I don't think Magic Mike has used any quick repairs yet. I didn't see him really tied up in anything.
He has stayed incredibly clean this race, and he's been battling in the top 5 for quite a bit of it. And looks like he might be getting a run here just shortly, getting his way back into the top 5.
He is my dark horse pick to end up winning.
Heiner and Griffith. Looks like they're going to have a chance to take the inside if they want it.
Both clear. Leaving Veith all alone up high.
Veith all alone. If somebody will go with Veith, this could be a good run. Look like 27 of Grunwald right there. Thought about it. Still thinking about it. There it goes. Grunwald to the outside.
Right up there. It looks like Magic Mike is hanging off the car, hanging off everybody a little bit, just giving himself that cushion in case something goes down.
It's like back behind them. I'm still looking at Dave Jones. He's been so close to that pack, and then he backs off. I'm wondering if at some point he's gonna make a big push up there. Same thing with Zach Nunn. They're side by side. They could push together. Very well could push together. Run now, kind of pulling away from the others, and that is who is it that just went to the high side? Charles Stevens.
Zach Nunn are flirting with that wall again.
He is very familiar with it, as I'm sure if you've been watching this race.
Oh yes, sir. Pretty sure the words Daytona might be on the side of that truck.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I said earlier. He's got no paint left on the right side of his car.
Forward wall after him, that's for sure. Looks like the 88 of Charles Stevens.
Get the push. Grunwald trying to push one to the front. Are they gonna both get clear? Yes, they do.
Yes, sir.
It's about the 15th lead change we've seen tonight.
It is insane. I know it's Daytona, I know it's super speedway, and if you get a run, you can get to the lead. But the amount of lead change we've seen here is I think it's pretty uncommon. You don't see it that much.
No, I was thoroughly impressed with Chuck Phelps running out front, holding a good line, showing how
absolutely.
Look out, but here comes Alex Veal, the chance to the front. He's a name that we haven't set up the front yet. He's going to have a chance to take the lead with a big run off the turn.
Linked up with another dark horse driver. Looks like he's going to... Oh, no. Stalled out on the outside with a little side draft action coming down. See if he can't... There he goes. There he goes. There's the run.
There's the run. Alex Veal to the lead. Let's see if he brings the 79 car, John. Or who's that? That's not the 79. Is that the 79?
79 Locomotive.
Yeah,
all right.
That's the creepy it car.
Oh, there goes Charles Stevens. And Grunwald to the inside. Just haven't quite been able to hold that outside line yet to push up to the lead. Here comes Zach Nunner. And here comes Chuck Phelps. Things could get interesting. Those two guys have been really aggressive with making their runs. We could see a 3-wide push. And we could also see Nunner.
If it's going to go 3-wide again, hopefully Nunner sticks to the outside maybe.
Not too far up outside.
Not too far outside.
Yeah.
On lap
He's been there a time or two.
13 laps to go. Plenty of race left.
V with another huge run up front.
I'm willing to bet the lead changes hands a few times.
Just barely clear. Check up. That forced Grunwald to check up.
Whole inside line just lost momentum. That brings Nunner up to P3.
Nunner up to P3. It looks like Lokenvent's going to have a chance to take the lead if he wants it. He just got a push from Veith. Yep, going to drop down to the inside line. Lokenvent's with the lead. Another lead change.
I believe both the 79 and the 13 are both new leaders to this race. I believe these are the first laps they've led so far.
Here comes who I was talking about earlier, the 3-car, Dave Jones, starting to push his way to the front. He might have said, hey, the time's now. Oh, with that inside line getting a good run. There goes Charles Stevens to the high side. Oh, man. Phelps and Nunner almost made contact.
Oh, Alex Veith has given the 79 Lokenvents a big shove down the backstretch here.
Plenty of race left to go. 12 laps. 12 laps remaining. We've seen 20 lead changes so far. We could see 20 more.
Absolutely. I don't think we're done with cautions yet. I hate to say it, but I say within 5 to go, and it gets really, really aggressive.
Oh, here it goes.
There it is.
And there it is.
Big one. Big one against the finish line.
And it got Magic Mike. Oh, no.
Magic Mike involved.
Chuck Phelps.
Jones
How
involved.
do you feel about yourself,
Nunner's
Mr.
involved.
Oswald? This is on you.
Sponberg. Looks
My
like
first time.
got caught up in another one. Phelps stalling out. Huge wreck. Takes out about half the field.
My first time experiencing the announcer's curse.
Hey, this
It happens to the best of us, that's for
is
sure.
Rebels Racing After Dark, okay?
Looks like that all started when the 88 of Charles Stevens got a run on the 27 of Brett Grunwald, made a little contact, checked up on the outside, and Nunner did not get the message about the checkup, and unfortunately chaos ensued.
I just want to point out, I think Chuck Phelps is drifting around the pit road right now. His car is turned sideways on my screen.
Ooh.
I'm not poking fun at him. I'm actually very impressed.
Oh yeah, he is definitely crab walking down the back
What in
stretch right now.
the world?
I believe he is a little knocked out of alignment.
So the question
There's
here
the
is
reason
gonna
why
be,
right there.
Yeah, that hit from... Looks like Lance Sponberg when he got in there. Shot right to the rear end.
The question's going to be here: how many people had a quicker pair left? Looks like Lokenvents is going to stay out. Viva's going to be able to stay out. Heinrich comes down pit road. Jones comes down pit road. I think I jinxed him.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but Hammer went through that like a
Just barely. The hitman makes it through. Reminds me of Ryan Preece earlier in the 500 before the rain delay. He missed that big one by about a half an inch.
So we'll get all this sorted out, and it looks like on the restart we're going to have about 8 laps to go. I got to tell you guys, I'm disappointed this is only a 60-lap race. I would love 100 more laps of this.
I think these poor guys might run out of quick repairs.
Yeah, we'd have to give them some more quick repairs, but it'd be okay. So while we're getting all reset and everything, and I want to point out that we may have spoilers from this conversation, but has anybody had their eye on the Daytona 500?
I've been keeping a side eye on it here.
So again, does anybody not want any spoilers? If you're watching the broadcast and want no spoilers, you can hit the mute button for a minute or so. Any of you guys don't want any spoilers? Speak up now.
I don't think I want any spoilers.
I thought you said you were keeping a side eye on it.
Well, somewhat, but literally I'm watching somebody's brakes on fire right now. That's pretty cool.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, there's a name up at the front that was up at the front just a moment ago. He's fallen back now a little bit now that I start talking about it. He was in second place. And there's no way in heck I would have expected him to be up there. Maybe we were on a pit cycle or something like that, because he went from second place down to like 13th. I was really impressed there for a second, but
Well, that could happen in half a straightaway at Daytona.
yeah, that was
Absolutely.
Cindric. That was Cindric that was up there.
Well, that's because
He
he's
had-
on the 33 truck, man, for the car.
Yeah,
That 33 number is legendary around here.
he had taken the lead for a short while too earlier on.
I believe he won the Xfinity race last night, didn't he?
Yes, sir, he did.
He's also my garage driver that I did not put in the race. But there's that.
It's not too late.
You have to the end of stage 2 for fantasy NASCAR.
Yeah, I definitely subbed mine out. I got lucky that only one of those guys really ended up getting taken out.
I got really lucky. Not one of my drivers was involved in that big one.
Well, I guess Byron was caught up in the big one, but he at least was able to scrounge out some points. It looks like.
Hey, do we have Brandon Wallace in here? Brandon, you got your mic on?
All right, so let's reset this right here as we're about to go green. Low Convince is going to be up at the front. To his outside is going to be Alex Veith. The row behind them, Brett Grunwald and William Griffith. Then Zach Nunn are back in 5th. Philip Monzo finding his way up into P6, and Dave Jones right behind him. Those guys were all caught up in the wreck. So I'm really surprised they were able to come out as high as they are. I gotta tell you guys, like I said, we're gonna have looks like 8 laps to go. This could be chaos. I would be shocked right now if we don't end up with a green-white checker.
Very much so, and there's going to be quite a few lead changes, I believe. You're going to see it swap hands probably at least
Pace
10
car
times.
is off.
Green flag.
There's the green flag. Lap 52 of 60 underway. Getting down behind his teammate. Grunwald to his inside.
Nunner is slow on the inside line, causes a big checkup. 3 wide
Oh,
through the field
goodness.
here.
What happened back there?
He did not pit after that damage. I noticed he stayed out.
After a few visits with the outside wall.
But didn't want that dreaded mandatory repair or required repair time.
Well, here comes a big run up behind him.
Magic Mike on the outside.
Magic Mike on the outside. Chuck Felds has been a good pusher all night. We'll see if he can push his way up there. And here comes Charles Stevens to the outside. It won't be too spaced out for too long.
I don't think there'd be a try in the house if Magic Mike pulls off his first win.
Absolutely not. Oh my goodness, huge run by Phelps.
Man. Woo! About to say, that almost came to a screeching halt.
Magic Mike is still digging, still getting a run. William Griffith here shortly.
Grunwald to the outside, looking to make that push. Here comes Chuck Feltz. Here comes Charles Stevens. Those guys back to the outside line once again. Tyler Rice back behind them. It's gonna be a big push incoming at some point. Ooh, Tyler Rice, a little bit of blinking action going on.
Magic Mike's got his good buddy Phil Manzo behind him. Maybe they can link up together, get something done.
You gotta think Logan, Vince, and Veith are gonna be front to back the whole way. I can't see Veith deciding to.
Griffith's behind him. He's one of their teammates, so their teammates nose to tail the first 3 of the inside line.
It was a big run back in the back by who was that? That was Dave. That wasn't Dave Jones. Who's that gray truck? Was that Zach? No, I can't tell who that is.
The gray truck behind Magic Mike is Phil Manzo.
No, the gray truck. The gray truck had it. That was back behind Dave Jones. Had a big run. Looking back up to the front. Still, spin! Got a spinner.
Chuck Phelps and Magic Mike's in it again.
Magic Mike got into the back of Phelps.
This will probably bring us to a green-white checker.
And the caution's out once again. Have to see how much damage that did. We can play that back. I caught just the end of it. Looked like Magic Mike got into Phelps, but I didn't see what caused him to get into Phelps.
Yeah, just pushed up a little off the corner, just
pushed
enough
up
of
a
a
little
touch.
too high, a little too much.
Looks like they were fighting over the same real estate. Maybe 75 was going to try and dip below Grunwald because he moved down just a touch. Actually, believe it or not, it's a little bit of net code. There's probably a good foot of airspace between them. Good old iRacing net code. Gotta love it.
Looks like they're the only two that got caught up in that. It's gonna be all boiling down basically to how much fast repair they have left, if any. Chuck Phelps coming down pit road. Did Magic Mike pit already?
He had pit and used one quick repair, I believe. So this will be his last one because he was involved in that last big wreck on the front stretch.
Chuck Phelps coming down pit road now. We'll see if he's got any repair left. Nunner's in down pit road also.
Side note, the iRacing fans are going wild. I can hear them in my earpiece.
Yeah, a big roar there.
Oh, absolutely. It's getting crazy out here.
Now Phelps sitting in the pits. Nunner's still in the pits. Nunner didn't get caught up in any of that, did he?
I don't think so, but
I believe
remember
Phelps
he was in
did.
the previous one and got banged up pretty good, so he might have figured he better get pits this time.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. He might have been out of fast repairs too because he's been sitting in pits for a while.
I believe Phelps is out of fast repairs too, so this might be the end for him.
So here comes Magic Mike down pit road. Sponberg going to go in also. He's still 4 laps down. He would need a lot of chaos to get back onto the lead lap.
I wouldn't rule it out just yet.
How many green-white checkers are we going to have? Or can we have, I should say.
That'd be a question for Mr. Matt Geis.
Usually
That's why we have him up
to
here.
2, so if they can't get it done in 2, then we're going to call it.
Mr. No Fun over here. It's all right.
I would do this all night, but I don't think anybody else would.
I would do it all night. Let's do that one of these nights. Let's have a 24 hours of Daytona. Like, we can just do an oval series. It doesn't have to be.
Do it Demolition Derby style. Last car standing wins.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in my front and let my dog clicking buttons, so this is easy for me.
I didn't know you had a dog, but that's good to hear now.
Yeah,
I thought that
Guys,
might be
I know we're after dark, but come on.
Gotta get them adult beverages going here.
10-4.
We do have the dark horse running 1, 2, 3 right here. That's gonna be tough to knock off. I do like one of my favorites in the league and to see get away with is the 12 of William Griffith. That guy finishes in the top 5 nearly every race, and I am surprised he has not got a win. So I would like to see him finally get that off his back and pull this one out here.
And he's a clean racer. I love racing around him. Absolutely a blast to race around.
They may be teammates, but coming off of 4 in that last lap, there will be teammates no longer.
Absolutely, every man for himself. I wouldn't even wait till 4. I'd say halfway down the back stretch on the white flag lap.
We're now 1 to green with on lap 57. It'll be 3 laps to go on the restart as these guys get double filed up. Low Convince going to start off on the inside in P1, and to his outside's Alex Veith. And then Griffith and Grunwald behind him, and Stevens and Tyler Rice behind them.
Grunwald's been fast and a good pusher, so he may push Veith up to the front.
Absolutely.
Looks like Grunwald might have a little bit of tail end damage there, though.
And Tyler Rice, even with his blinking, he's been a good pusher as well.
Down to the inside in the 3rd row is going to be Charles Stevens. He has not been afraid to make some pushes. So we could see chaos. We could see absolute chaos right here.
I wouldn't doubt we don't get a 3-wide finish.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
I think at iRacing Super Speedway, I think we finished 4 or 5 wide in one race. So it's restrictor plate tracks. It's that drag race off of 4.
Drag racing off the 4, and a lot of guys are afraid to pull it off.
Yes, sir.
All right, I think it's winter time. Coach, who you picking to win this thing?
I'm gonna go with. Oh, I can't do that. I can't make a pick. That's not even fair.
Make a pick.
All right, I'm gonna say Alex Veith. I like where he's at. I think. I think I'm gonna go with Veith.
I'm gonna dig a little further back in the pack here. I'm gonna go.
They're off quick.
I'm gonna go with Tyler Rice.
Veith drops to the inside. Yeah, Veith drops to the inside. He's gonna push.
Looking at it right now, Charlie Stevens there. I think he's going to make a power move and get to the front.
Vince holding the lead.
Outside Foreman.
Here comes the outside line. Grunwald once again. Charles Stevens giving him a push. As we come into turn 3, remember, if we get to lap 60, the white flag comes out. No matter what happens on that last lap, the race will be over. Comes through turn 3. Logan Vincent V still 1 and 2.
Those dark horse guys are digging out on that
inside line. Can they get
line.
a run on the outside? 2 laps to go. Oh man, Stevens almost got into the quarter of Grunwald there. It looks like he's trying to push it 3 wide. He's going to have to push Grunwald if he wants to make a run to the front.
Yeah, they got to stay formed or they don't stand a chance.
Oh, here it comes. Here comes the run to the outside.
Pulled a little bit of side draft off of that and pulled up just the right time. Slowed that inside line down just a touch.
If we can get to the white flag, there will be no green-white checkered. And it looks like at this point, that's what we're going to do.
Oh, don't jinx it yet now, Coach.
If Rice can get up there, we'll have an interesting push. He's going to have to stay on that high side or nothing's going to change.
Inside
Here we go. Across the start finish. White flag in the air. This will be the last lap. Low convinced out in front. V still behind him. Grunwald and Stevens to the outside. Oh, Stevens got a little loose.
That's going to set it up for these dark horse guys. Here comes Jones.
Here comes Jones. He was
Jones out of nowhere. Where did he come from?
I called it. I called it earlier. Logan Vincent V. Let's see if Griffith might have a chance to take a little run right here. If he wants it.
Let's see if teammates stay teammates come through 3 and 4 here.
Oh, here we go. V stayed behind. There goes Griffith to the outside.
Nobody with him. He's high and dry by himself.
Here comes Jones. Veith gonna push Logan Vince to the finish, it looks like. Coming up the front, Recondike behind him.
Tyler Rice got caught up in that
still
one.
getting the push. Josh Logan Vince gonna win it. Our losers lounge winner.
And Jones finishing P3
I gotta say, I called it. I called that earlier. Dave Jones to P3. That's my most proudest pick right there.
That was an outstanding race. Loved every second of it.
Absolutely.
And Alex Veith being a true teammate to the end. He saw it through.
Logan Vince with the P1.
He's a better man than I am.
With the P1, but Alex Veith absolutely with the assist.
I'll tell you what was impressing me, guys. I've been running this league for 8 months or so, and it's tight and each other. Shows a lot of improvement from the first time we ever ran Super Speedway. They were bumping each other real nice. They were running real tight and close. That was some good stuff. And these are guys that haven't won yet, mind you.
Absolutely. Everybody in this league, I think, has shown great improvement, especially through the last couple of seasons. I mean, it showed tonight. Great racing through the field, side by side, 3 wide at some points, and they made it work.
Maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign that all the winners are the problem. It's all our fault. We apologize, guys. We're too aggressive.
Yeah. Logan Vince burning it down out there in the infield. That's a beautiful sight. I know he's glad to have that truck in victory lane.
I'm jealous. I feel like it's been way too long because I've had that opportunity.
Been almost a year now.
No, not that long. Not a year. It's been about. We're going on about 5-6 months.
Well, you are the defending Bristol champ, so you got that.
I am. Well, if these new pedals don't come in, I'm gonna be screwed up. I'm gonna be screwed. Out of a chance. Man, I can't get over Dave Jones right there. He just hung back for so long, and made his push there at the very end and found himself up in the top 3.
I don't see Dave Jones in a voice chat anywhere. We'd pull him in and talk to him right quick.
He better be in a voice chat.
Yeah,
I don't see him.
Set it up today, but he must.
No, unfortunately he is not in any voice chat.
Well, we'll start with P2 Alex V. Pull him up in the booth and we'll give him a chat.
I'll bring him. Okay.
No offense to the other 2 guys, but I really like to.
Well, I'm moving to the wrong room.
Really like
All
would have liked to congratulate Dave Jones on that P3 push. So hopefully he's hearing us. Good job, Dave. I was pulling for you.
Now we got him. Alex, you got us.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, man, outstanding race out there today. Walk us through it. Were you practicing patience the whole time? Were you being aggressive? What was your strategy coming into that?
For the first half of it, it was kind of just hang out and run the laps, but once we got that inside 20 to go, it was kind of game face on. First 40 really don't count. It's just kind of for formality. The fist fight doesn't start till about 15 to go.
Did it ever cross your mind, or did you ever think about pulling out of there and trying to make it a drag race between you and Lokovitz for the finish?
I tried, but I sucked up too close too fast, and I couldn't get out there without turning them, so I just kind of let him have it. I wasn't about to turn a teammate.
True teammate to the finish.
Yeah, we there for a tiny split second, we had the bottom line, the 4 horsemen lined up ready to go, but we only got 3 to the end.
Well, Alex, that was a great race, man. Congrats on your finish. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank, of course, the Dark Horse Motorsports guys. We're a good group of guys. I couldn't ask for any better teammates in this league. Of course, everybody on the truck, Devin Clements Band, one of my best friend's bands. If you're into Southern rock country, check him out on Spotify. He's got some songs out there. Weaver Guns and Ammo. If you're into guns and ammo, he's your guy. He can ship nationwide. He's an FFL dealer. Ashley Avery with Moonlit Desert Photography, and Thin Blue Line USA, the presenting sponsor of your Sunday Night Truck League.
Well, Alex, good job on a P2, man, here in the Lasers Lounge race. Go get you a win so we don't have to see you back in here again.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
You'll get there, brother. Good job.
All right, we got Logan Vince in here, too.
I'll get you pulled up.
Go for it.
Man, let's go, admins.
Mr. Lokovitz, how are you?
Oh, not too bad, Jeff. How about you?
Yeah. Doing well myself up here with Kinder Coach and Matt. We finally got it done. How's it feel?
Well, I've had that clown on there for a while, hoping it'd scare people, and I guess it's about time it finally did, eh?
It scared Kinder up here in the booth.
I referred to your car numerous times tonight as the creepy clown car.
Oh, that's why we got her on there. So,
Well,
up there for one.
Well, Josh, take us through the end of that race. You had your teammate Veith giving you a push. Was there any worry in the back of your mind that maybe he was going to look to make it a drag race down the last turn to the finish line?
No, we talked about it, and actually, we were planning on running it out and just kind of seeing who could side draft the best. But the 2788 has such a big run coming, we decided to just keep it in line and make sure at least one dark horse got up there.
There was a good stretch of the race there where Dark Horse was lined up on the inside. At least, I would say it's the top 3 on the inside line. Was that something that y'all had planned on doing the whole time, or did fate just smile upon you where you had teammates helping each other out?
I think it's a little bit of both. We always said that if we could get together, that we definitely would and help each other out. But we weren't, I guess, going too out of control to try to make it happen. So a little bit of both.
So, Josh, kind of through the whole race, there were so many lead changes, so much shifting of position up there at the front. What was, kind of take us through it, what was going on up there?
It's just, man, I tell you what, that high line can get going so good. If you got people tied together, it just seemed to drag us on the bottom down. So it was just a matter of picking the right time and getting up there and getting yourself to the front.
All right,
It
you
was
guys,
an outstanding
you guys got
performance,
anything?
man. You got any shout outs you want to give tonight?
I mean, everybody at Dark Horse for putting, helping everybody out, and of course Matt for putting this league on, and I mean, you guys for broadcasting. Some of us aren't, fortunate enough to have to, or are unfortunate enough, I guess we still have to run tonight. So glad you guys came out and helped us out with broadcasting it. Appreciate it.
Well, Bud, you don't have to run the Losers Lounge anymore. You've done it. You got your W. Congratulations, my friend.
Welcome to the Winners Lounge, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
And you've
See you
now,
later, bud.
you've
Good
now
job.
qualified for the All-Star race. Don't forget.
There's plenty of room up here in the Winners Lounge still because good old Zach Wetstein wants to, take up everybody's spot week after week. Hey,
There's
the
Davey!
man, Davey
Davey
Jones. Davey Jones. My man, you got a copy on us?
I do. What's going on?
There he is.
Davey, I'm gonna take the point here. I called out like in lap 35 when you were just kind of hanging out back in about P8, P9. I said, hey, he keeps getting a run. I think he's backing off of it. Don't be surprised if he finds his way up into the top 3 at the end of the race. And sure enough, you finish up at the P3. Take us through it, man. What was your plan through the race?
Well, that was pretty much what I was trying to do. I just wanted to see who I could draft good with, and just kind of let back and see what happened till we got to the last 10, and make a run towards the front.
Well, man, you did an outstanding job with that. Did you have anybody picked out tonight, beforehand, before the race even started, thinking, hey, these guys run pretty well. Maybe during practice you linked up with them and ran a few green flags. Anybody that you were looking for tonight to maybe team up with?
Well, I looked for Alex. I'd been working a little bit with Alex in the practice, and I kind of drafted with him. I kind of knew where he was going to run, so when I seen him take off that last lap, I just kind of went with him and was hoping we'd get a little better shot right at the end. But hey, I'm happy with third.
Absolutely.
Well, Dave, I wasn't playing favorites by any means, but I'm really glad you made an honest man of me there, getting up to P3. Do you got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
No, I'm just glad to be here. This was my first race with you guys, and I really enjoyed it, and I'll be back.
Yeah, we hope to see it, man. We're glad you're here with us.
Absolutely. Looking forward to running with
welcome to
you.
the league there, brother. I'm glad you made it out tonight.
All right, guys. Well, that was a ton of fun. Like, that's an understatement. That was a fun race.
Blast.
Quite an exciting race to watch.
To be honest, doing these Losers Lounge races, that's one of my funnest things in the league. Because it just takes all the stress away. We just get to come out here and have fun and watch a new guy bring home a checkered flag. I mean, it's great stuff. And really, this is kind of Josh Oswald's idea. When did you mention this to me, Josh? Like way back in season 1?
Yeah, towards the end of season 1, my personal home real racetrack does it. They do it at the end of the year. They call it the Unfortunate 25s for anybody that hadn't won a feature throughout the year. And then all the drivers kind of affectionately named it, the You Suck 25s, because we hadn't won all year if we get to race in it. But I'm glad we were able to adapt the idea into here in iRacing and in the league, so other people can get a chance to taste the checker that haven't got to yet.
All
Coach,
right,
what were your
guys.
final impressions here, bud?
Oh, I'm telling you, it's kind of like what we've been talking about. I'm so impressed at how much some of these guys have grown, as drivers. I mean, not to pick on Magic Mike or anything, but we got the Magic Mike award named after him for a reason. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that guy, I really thought there at one point in the race that he was going to push his way up to the front, and I think he would have had a chance had we not had that kind of unfortunate event right there. So. Like we talked about, these guys are guys that have never won a race, and it was just so competitive. And it's not because they were being so cautious. I mean, there was really aggressive driving and constant lead changes. I was really impressed. I thought it was going to be so much worse than what it was.
Yeah, they went after it from wire to wire. It was great.
Well, commenting on Magic Mike, y'all better keep an eye on him. Y'all watching at home tonight, keep an eye on him. He's got a new rig coming in, and I feel like he's going to be greased lightning whenever he gets that thing set up.
He's already got a cup trophy there in his case, too. So
Absolutely. You can't deny the cup champion, man.
No, sir. Inaugural Cup champion. trophy to prove it. Y'all best watch out.
Well, guys, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. This is Garrett Kinder saying adios for Josh Oswald, Coach Christian Dedman, and, of course, Matt Geist. Thanks for hosting it, brother. Y'all have a good night.